Welcome back, everyone. Jules again to round 8 at the British Grand Prix, this time for Tier 1, so the OCE Racing League 1 division. Joining me again in the commentary box, Chris Mania, are you there?
Hello.
Welcome back. After a short but sweet break,
That was hardly a break for us.
we've been preparing for it, going crazy. And again, once again in the commentary box, joining us again would be Biggles. Biggles, you there?
Yes, g'day. I've flown in, mate. How's those fish and chips here in Silverstone?
Terrific. Tasty. There's not much to say.
Tasty.
Very.
Well,
Well,
guys, I am excited because obviously we have the two top guns in here. That's Dougie and Sir Joshi. Now, these guys are super close in the championship. I don't know if you guys want to relay that out, how close they are to everybody.
Definitely can. That should be it. No, that's last race results. That'll be it. As you can see, Sir Joshi just 2 points in behind. We've also updated our standing order, so now you can see the race finishes where everyone has been finishing as well in the standing order. So you can see Sir Joshi in that Singapore Grand Prix with that lowly 7th, unfortunately, which I think cost him quite a lot, particularly as Dougie came back from the bottom of the field to finish in 2nd. So it was a tough race for him.
I wonder what's going through the back of Sir Joshi's mind, because this is Dougie Falcons. He's a British driver, so this is his home circuit. He probably grew up around Silverstone, probably played in the sand trap around Cops or Begetts Maggots, and maybe even Club Corner. Who knows where Dougie used to play as a kid? But one thing we know, this is Dougie's home track. He's probably very well used to it, and that's obviously in the back of Sir Joshi's mind, because at this business end of the championship, one DNF means that trophy is going to be at a point where you're like a little kid trying to reach up for the candy jar, and you can't reach it, can you? It'll be like that, I would have to think. Qualifying underway, guys. Qualifying is underway.
Got cars out on track.
Yeah, we just hopped on at Big Jim, the first car.
That is very yellow.
It really is. It really is. It's maybe it's the idea is the sun to reflect off the car and blind the rest of the drivers.
Oh, I like that. So you mean you could have like a fully chrome car then?
Sure.
Chrome painted car. That would actually
get away with that.
It would be banned for sure. And in fact, there's actually there's a thing called it's like a nano black material you can get.
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
The blackest material is like 99.9% of the light does not. It absorbs it.
Wow.
And I think it was BMW or something that had that on a car just for fun, just for
what's it called? It's called like Vanta Black or something.
Yeah, Vanta Black. That's exactly right. Now you'd imagine, obviously, at nighttime having that, there's no way in hell you'd even see it. Yeah, it wouldn't be a very good thing to have a car, even on a track like this in daytime. It would actually look quite good. Well, I'm not sure how you get your sponsors on that one, but yeah. So you can either go to the opposite end of the scale, being shiny, or the other end of the scale being a black hole. Anyway,
we're on board with our first driver for the first lap of the British Grand Prix. It's Big Jim crossing the line, and he's into turn 3 quite nicely. Again, Big Jim getting better with every race too, so they'll be hoping to improve on his last couple of races. I don't think he's gone as well as he would have liked to, but he's getting faster overall. So, well done, Big Jim.
All right, you guys, seeing you around in 1950 with this track, were basically started the first round of the championship. Remember that when you were kids?
No, well, I wasn't born, so.
This track was famous for its World War II. The runways, there's 2 of those.
Well, this was an airport base, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. What are the names of those runways? Or perhaps everybody in the Twitch world can give us that one, because obviously you guys were not born in 1950. I have no idea. Neither was I. But you can ask your dad, mate. You might know. He's a Formula 1 fan.
He is, but he wasn't also born in 1950. He was but he was 1963, so quite a bit after. My grandfather would probably know. So.
All right, give him a call. Let's get that resolved right now. Anyway, 13 minutes of qualifying.
An interview with Grandpa.
So a bit of a lock up in the third last corner for Big Jim, but other than that, his lap has looked quite smooth. It's a 1:26.4, so right off the bat into the 26s. So on board with our next driver, Shadow. Zox pops in a 1:25.1. So Any news on the weather, though, actually? I forgot to ask you, Chris, on whether it's going to be raining or is it going to be bone dry in the race?
It looks like we're probably going to have a dry race. I think it looks like there's forecast qualifying rain, but it's like 45 minutes out. So, we run one shot quali here, or one session quali, so we're not going to have the chance to see that, and it looks like a light crowd for the race. So we'll be seeing dry setups out today, I suspect.
Sounds like Chris has been doing his team telemetry research there as well, because I'm showing that same. In fact, we're sitting in front of the same computer, aren't we? So we got that information right there. Yeah, 45 minutes, right? Deep into qualifying.
Yeah, hard at work building up this telemetry screen here. It's actually.
Well, I'll give you guys a hint for one of those straights, and it's very close to where you live in Australia. Well, that's the Wellington Strait, and the reason why they call it Wellington Strait, you used to use the Wellington bombers to take off.
Oh, wow. Did not know.
I won't give you the hint on the other straight. We know it's called the Hamilton Strait now, but let's see the resemblance as Big Jim goes wide into the grab ball trap. Well, he slipped on one of those Queen Corgis. I think he's. Well,
Alex is coming through right now. I think Big Jim's trying his absolute best to stay out of the way, which I think he did successfully. He did. Yep. As Alex on a hot lap, he's also on the mediums. So Sir Joshy, we missed that as well. He put in a 1:24.999 on the mediums.
Sounds like a radio station, doesn't it? Sir Joshy bringing it at the moment. Where is Dougie? Dougie's still in the pits at the moment, signing autographs. Dougie, get out there, mate. We know it's your home track, but you've got to get a banker in. 11 laps. He's definitely the fan favorite. Obviously, this is his home track.
Well, I don't know.
Can Dougie bring it to Joshy?
I don't know whether he's a fan favorite, because going through our Twitch and YouTube responses, it looks like quite a few. So we got Snowball going for Zox and Sir Joshy, and Benjamin Moni going for, hopefully I pronounced that right, going for OR3012. So, got a few other guys.
Yeah, it's got to be Oreo.
Is that like a bot? OR318169.
Benjamin,
it's like C3PO or something like that.
Is it Oreo?
It might be. Oreo maybe? No, but then it would be with an E then.
I do love the fans out there on Twitch, guys. I do love it. And by the way, is anybody actually engineering any of the drivers? Please relay your Jeffing up into the Twitch there so we can relay that.
Yeah, drop us a message.
That. Yeah, I like that. Like, tell us what the tire wear is, the fuel load, everything, all the juicy information. Just kidding.
What's the strategy for a race?
It's generally a two-stop race. I mean, you can get away with a one-stop, presuming if you go to the hards, but generally you'd go from mediums to hards. Softs they rip apart in this track.
Does give them the good munch.
Yeah.
But so Joshy did on the mediums, mate. That was pretty impressive.
So he's on course for a one-stop race.
Yeah.
If he's able to hold that where he is now, even if Dougie puts in a hot lap as well. I'm assuming Dougie will go on the same sort of strategy as Sir Joshy. I'm assuming, but assuming is one thing, doing another.
Dougie might have. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just saying, assuming it's one thing and actually going ahead and doing it is another thing. So, we'll find out. Dougie, again, sitting in the box still. I don't know if
he's asleep, mate. I might have to go wake him up. Dougie has done this before. He's obviously blisteringly fast. But Dougie's time schedule, well, I don't think any falcon on the planet could realize that. He's more of an owl, I think, more than a falcon. I mean, he's as wise as an owl, and he's as fast as a falcon.
It's true.
So maybe we should call him the Dougie Falcow.
Falcow. As Zealous on Twitch. Hey to you too, Zealous, and welcome to our stream. As Peanuts puts himself in P6 with a 1:25.8. Not bad, Peanuts. Not bad.
He was commentating with you guys earlier, right, for the D2?
He was. He definitely was. He's enjoying it. He's enjoying being a part of our league, which is great to see. I think everyone sort of is enjoying being a part of our league, which is even more great to see. So.
I am, mate, and I think Peanuts is from Malaysia as well. Am I not mistaken?
We do have quite a few Malaysian drivers. So Joe, awesome. Piero, Peanuts, I think Burgers is also Malaysian. So we've got quite a few Malaysian drivers in our leagues.
I think we've got every Malaysian F1 player in our league at the moment.
There's potential.
And
that's according
they're
to
great guys, too, guys. And they're great guys, just as you guys are, and just as this league is. That's why I have fun with you guys, because it's a great community, isn't it? Like, it's lots of smiles and fun. It's also some good wheel-to-wheel, elbow-out racing.
Yeah, as I think
go ever so wide. and then deciding to cut Mackett's and Beckett's, I guess, to save some time on the way back to the pits.
Check out Oxygen, mate, because I think he has fueled up that car and is pumping those pistons and all the right cylinders. This man could be on for a fastest lap.
Well, I'm on board with JD's Sev at the moment. He's pumping it in as well. As I'm also reading in on the YouTube comments as well, Benjamin Mooney saying, agreeing with you, Chris, about Oreo.
Yes, I'm so smart.
So maybe it's Oreo 012. Basic Kiwi spun at turn 1, so he got disqualified for also blocking the pit incident. So we saw that happen before to, I think it was Killaroo maybe in T2 earlier before, as Oxygen puts in a 124.8, puts it in on pole.
I called it, guys. I called it. I told you that man is breathing all the right cylinders here. It was almost 2/10 a lap faster than Sir Joshi. But remember, those guys are in the pits at the moment, talking to Jeff, signing autographs, and chatting to you guys down there in Twitch World and YouTube.
Well, what is Sir Dougie doing in the box right now? He's just sitting there, enjoying his time, I think. As we're on board with John Jang, who's a little bit down in Sector 1. What's his Sector 2 going to be? Oh, a little bit wide. But he is up just under a 10th. So he's on course to improve.
I'll go chat to Dougie real quick and I'll come back, guys.
All good. Find out where he is. Has he fallen asleep on the wheel? We'll see.
It'd be hard to fall asleep when they're starting one of those cars up.
As we're on board with John Jang. John Jang, what's he going to pull? He does improve by almost 3/10. Puts himself up into 5th place. It's actually... We haven't really commented on how close the field is right now. There is... Between 1st and 6th, it is not far apart.
Is 1st to 8th within a second there?
They are. 1st to 8th is within a second. So that is definitely the closest Tier 1 has been.
Pretty wild. And then 9th is not too far away from that either.
Definitely not. So Tier 1 getting closer. Down. Getting closer and closer all the time as Miggs going... I think Miggs is going for the medium strategy because he's gone a little bit faster in Sector 2. It's all about his Sector 3, what he's going to do. So Miggs maybe going for that one-stop strategy, medium to hards. He does go quicker. Just slower. So that's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate.
Now, he'll probably be able to go again with these tyres if he wanted to.
It's true. It's very true.
Because, you get a bit more wear out of these tyres.
So... there's a lot of drivers actually coming on the mediums right now. So if we have a look at what's fitted, Joe's on the mediums now. He's having a crack at it. What's his Sector 2 time going to be? Sector 1 time. It is a little bit quicker. So Joe thinks maybe he can make a one-stop strategy. I think these guys are listening in to us actually while we commentate because we were talking about the strategies earlier. So
yeah, don't give the secrets away, guys. Don't give them away. A lot of drivers are invalidating as well, obviously, because they're pushing it now. This is the crucial part of the qualifying where they've got their banker in and now they want to go even faster. So they push the limits. Obviously, the FIA will penalise them for the corner cutting.
For sure. And, I mean, half our job kind of gets done by the game. As Joe a little bit slower in Sector 2. Sorry, Biggles, as I cut you off. You there, Biggles?
All good. Yeah. All good, mate. All good. You can cut me off anytime. Exactly, Joe. Well, he's running P9, personal best. Actually, it's Peanuts, it's personal best. My bad.
I mean, they're going for that medium strategy because Miggs was trying and it was a little bit slower, and Joe does put in a fastest lap with his medium, so he does have the medium strategy covered. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Man, that was very close to an invalidation coming across the line there.
Really was. Peanuts up almost 5/10 in Sector 2.
Yeah, keep an eye on Peanuts, mate. He's like 1/10 down from pole of Oxygen at the moment. So Peanuts, if he can hook up the 3rd sector here, he's looking at a front row. I'm not quite sure if he can make up 2/10 and bring it to Oxygen, but he could he could split Joshi or Zotax. Let's see what he's going to do. Can Peanuts get P3?
He gets P3. There we go. So Peanuts, he does enjoy the British Grand Prix track. He was really unlucky last last season. And viewers, if you haven't seen last season's British Grand Prix, it was an amazing race, and I somehow managed to get victory on the last lap somehow, but I did. But in
Oh,
Peanuts,
little plug. That's
yeah.
a plug right now. It sounds
Peanuts.
Like I somehow managed to get. Yeah, okay.
Peanuts
Sorry.
was really unfortunate because he had so much pace, but I mean, it was also a time where we're still building the league and we're using sort of AIs as well. So we were in the building process, and Peanuts was getting held up by AIs when he was diving down the insides and sort of kept getting stuck in between them.
Yeah, if anyone's starting a new league, that was certainly a mistake. Don't trust the AI.
No, it sounds like the T1000s. How many Arnold Schwarzenegger bots are you going to have in there, sitting there?
They are not as clever as T1000s, I'll tell you that much.
OCE Racing League versus Skynet. Well, I don't know what I put my money on.
Listen, if the Skynet is programmed by Codemasters, I think we'll be alright.
Fantastic. Drop the microphone. I'm leaving Silverstone right now. That is it. It's done and dusted. Before I get killed by an AI. Anyway, we're not going to get killed by an AI. Dougie, I honestly think Dougie's sleeping, to be honest. I jumped into his chat. I tried to wake him up. There was no answer. Dougie is in the pits, and he's running out of time, too, to set that fast lap.
I don't think
Unless
he can.
he's just basically sandbagging.
If he doesn't come out now, he can't set a lap. He won't get out in the pits in time.
I have contacted all the Dougie crew. I've called his neighbor and said, go bash on his door and wake Dougie up. I don't know if that's going to work, is it? It can't work now, and he can't get a qualifying lap in. So
no, it's too late. It's too late. He's starting from last.
He's the man leading the championship by 2 points as well. And look at this. So Dougie in last place, apart from Kiwi that hasn't disqualified. So Joshy, 2 points behind him in the championship, is in pole.
We have just missed Sir Joshy. Yeah, we just missed him going pole, and he's 5/10 quicker than Zox.
Fastest in the second and third sectors, it looks like.
Yeah, it's
half a second quicker too. Sir Joshy's basically, that's the reason why it's Sir Joshy, right? He's been knighted. Well, what place to be knighted? Here in Silverstone, the Queen is there. You can see her waving down the main straight.
It gives you extra horsepower if you've been knighted.
It's no longer the Hamilton Straight. It is now called the Sir Joshy Straight, as this man is owning Silverstone right now in provisional pole, half a second quicker than anybody else.
So it'd be interesting to see if Dougie starts from the back.
Zox playing a bit of a cheeky, writing in Twitch. I let Sir Joshy take pole because I felt bad.
Oh,
Zox, you cannot let Sir Joshy win. This is up to you too. You've got to get a win. You want to get a double win? Go for it.
Yeah, sandbagging sounds like, mate. Sandbagging. You can't fool me. That's poker face right there. I know. One thing I know about drivers across multiple leagues, they never even try not to get past it. Even with penalties, as you guys see during races. Even if the driver ahead of them is nursing a 6-second penalty and they have to get past with no penalties, they still want to overtake, don't they? They still want to be the top dog.
You can't stop them from doing that.
Nobody wants to be behind.
Yep.
So, as we're now coming down to the last couple of runners, as I think Pierre's made a bit of a mistake because he's 2 seconds down on his time. So I think that rules him out of effectively. JD Zev, again, I think he's made a mistake. He's 2 seconds down on his time too. The only one at the moment, Big Jim, almost 4/10 up in Sector 1.
Migs just put into second there, I think.
Migs did, and he's in second right there, 24/7, just ahead of Zox.
Yeah, I'm wondering right now where Julesy is because he's running P4 in the championship, mate. So what's going on? He's had three positions, so he's a bit of a Daniel Ricciardo, isn't he? He likes the number 3.
Who was his Biggles?
Julesy.
Jules, as in me.
Yes, exactly as in you, sir. You're running P4 in the championship.
I don't know.
I've never heard of it.
And you're not even on the grid.
I know. I don't know how I'm still in P4, to be honest.
You've had the 333s. That's the Daniel Ricciardo's number as well. Obviously. Being the Aussie.
Russia unfortunately did not pan out the way I wanted it to, but yeah, I was on course for a P2 in that race actually. But
I was just looking at the championship standings to kind of see how it's gonna throw a spanner into the mix. It's everybody else, obviously, because Dougie is not racing this evening, I don't think. Joshy will be starting on that provisional pole. Magic, he is running. I can't even see him on the list. So he's a reserve driver. He finished P10 last race with 1 point. So I don't think his championship hopes are there, but that's a fantastic P2. And Zotex, well, he is also another reserve driver. He's only finished P7, 6 points. Oxygen, 11th in the championship, 22 points. Well, yeah, that's what I was asking you about, Julesy, because you are the 4th place in the championship. Sex is not here. And Shadow, because I can't pronounce his first name, P15.
He is down in that
So,
P15.
yeah.
For all viewers from home, that's ubiquitous Shadow.
we were actually talking about it the other day, and it was actually pretty comical because he's like, the time me and Chris started commentating and stopped racing, he's been slipping down the order on a regular basis.
He has actually. I was looking at this. So in Bahrain, P5, Russia, P5, Japan, P4, Mexico, P6. He had the bad food in Mexico, obviously. Austria, he did not like the food in Austria, P8. Singapore, well, noodles was not his thing. P11, and he DNF'd, and he doesn't like pizza in Italia.
Yeah,
his last race was DNF.
He was actually, it was pretty funny because he's like, need to come back because my results have not been the same.
Yeah.
So.
But you know what? He's running in P5 in the championship, so that still goes to show you, by committing every single race, even if you don't get the race results you want, you're still up for a nice, solid, perhaps even P3 in the championship.
Well, it's consistency is what it is. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
agree. Yep.
That's
right, Josie. So why are you not consistently in the last 3 races?
I'm here commentating.
Consistently doing something.
Can't you commentate from the car? We can radio to you.
I mean, most of the time I kind of turn off when the guys are talking in the background. I kind of turn it off just to focus because having to try to keep pace with Sir Joshy is a whole nother ball game.
The results are there. So Joe's the one that's slotted in a P7 on those mediums. Everybody else on the softs. It's looking good for Joe. And by the way, guys, how long do you think those mediums are going to run compared to the softs in Silverstone?
It's a good question. I think they're going to go at least another 10 laps, maybe 9. The softs they rip apart. They're no good at Silverstone. Like, you only want them for maybe 7 or 8 laps because out of that window, especially at the start's even less, but 8 laps.
Yeah, well,
yeah, they're about that.
Exactly. Like starting on those laps, that after you do your obviously your out lap, your fast lap, and then your cool down lap, you must be around 12% or something on those softs, right? Before you return to the pits. So you've already chewed through what? Yeah. Almost 15% of those tires.
You really feel it around here?
I don't know. I'm asking you guys because I'm not a driver. I think that's what my telemetry would be showing me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Look,
everybody goes. These drivers go quiet because they want to get their secrets out, guys. That's what it is out there.
This is
don't want to tell you guys.
This is true. I think medium hard is the way to go, but I don't think you can count out the 2-stop strategy just yet. I don't know. I think it's going to be very close between the strategies.
Is Dougie at the moment in control of his car? I'm curious. Is the British driver in his British Grand Prix, or is he in AI?
Going forward. That is him. He's weaving.
Dougie may be in control. So why did Dougie not set a qualifying lap in his home track when he is leading the championship over Sir Joshy by 2 points? Dougie's playing mind games with us, isn't he?
He definitely is.
Is he going to do a well, not a last, but let's per se a 17th to first run? Is Dougie that confident here on his home track going, yeah, all right, I know Silverstone. I grew up here. Easy peasy. Well, we shall see. He's going to start on the mediums as well. You guys can see that tire's up there.
Yep.
He slapped that D key. That'll scroll through the different things. So the top 6 will be starting on the softs. Joe splits that, goes to the mediums. Then Alex Pirro and the bot of OR3012, that's his model number, will round out that top
well,
10 with the softs.
As Benjamin Mooney said, he's agreed with Chris on Oreo, so maybe it's that.
Oh, it's Oreo. Okay, great. I was going to get that. Now I get it. So Guackle P11 and everybody else on the mediums apart from Kiwi deciding to start P18 with their soft. So just to give us more battles to try to follow the camera with. guys, because it's going to be a bit of a... Well, you know what Silverstone produces, guys. Safety car predictions out there too, guys.
Well,
we had a grid of 19.
We had 3 in the last race. We had 2 virtual safety cars and one normal one.
Safety car, yeah.
And one normal one. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here because we have 19 instead of 17 from last round. So we've got 2 extra drivers.
How is Basic Kiwi talking to us right now when he's running 18th? Are you twitching and driving? We told you about the twitching and driving. Don't twitch and drive.
Zox is doing it. Zox is doing it too. So a couple of them are doing it.
Right, so guys, now you know, anybody is aware, the computer will take over the cars because obviously you can't rely on those drivers to pull up their cars to the grid positions. Geez, you can't even rely on the drivers to finish a race. And then at this point, that tire temperature that was triggered will go into it. So over to you guys.
Here we go. 4, 5 lights. Who's going to get out into turn 1 first? I see a lot of wiggles, but no movements. Are they going? No, they're stopped.
Oh, let me plug the cable in.
There we go. There we go. Just as we say that. Sir Joshi away. Zox, Migs into second. Zox third. Oxygen fourth. Peanuts fifth. Who's going to come away in turn 3? Whoa, who's that going very wide there? I think that might be confirmed.
All confirmed.
A lot of stuff happening at that back end. Whoop, bit of contact between, it looked like Big Jim and J Miles. As we see Window getting away at the moment. Looks like Pierre's trying to make a move on Window. No, it's Dougie making his way. Dougie's in 11th already.
Yeah, I'm on board with Dougie thinking, well, Dougie might have been one of those AI machines that you were racing with last season because this man's
got a car spun around. Kiwi's dropped it. That sent him back to the back of the grid.
Well, at the moment we're on board with Oxygen, who's not far behind Zox at the moment, and Migs probably doesn't want to let Sir Joshi run away too far. But Sir Joshi on the softs, so this has changed his strategy completely. Window.
Well, through Beckett's back to Chapel. Windows are on the back of Alex, exactly, but he's gone wide. And then Dougie says, thank you very much, I'll take another position. Dougie up into P10. I honestly think he's playing a bit of food. He was sandbagging, wasn't he? He wants to do a last to first run.
Again.
Well, he is 5.2 seconds off our race leader of Sir Joshi, which is his main competitor in the championship. And up ahead, you can see from Dougie's perspective, he's got Alex, he's got Oreo, Joe, Peanuts, and all the usual suspects.
Speaking of, Joe's just gotten very...
Joe has gone wide, so Dougie's like another one, mate. You guys are just giving me these race positions. He doesn't even have to do anything but just keep the car in the right direction at the right point. Everybody's making a lot of crucial mistakes, aren't they?
They definitely are. I think it's probably just the mediums haven't gripped up just yet. I think Dougie's probably warmed them up enough, but I think the rest of them haven't gripped enough just yet. As you can see, the tire strategy looks like the way to go is the one stopper. So, but that was also going from mediums to hards or mediums to softs. So maybe you can make the mediums to softs.
I don't know. Those soft runners, they're going to be struggling towards the end of their stint.
Basically, he has retired
for the session. He has retired in the pit lane too, as well. So, sorry for the Kiwi driver, as it looks like Alex putting huge pressure on the back of Oreo. I finally got his name correctly. And here it is through Beckett's, Mackett's, and Chapel. You will not overtake through here unless you're going to sign your will and visit the medical car, which he won't. DRS will not be enabled in this lap. Oreo knows that and can depend off Alex for a few
Right now, Migs is within 4/10 of Sir Joshi. Migs giving it to Sir Joshi right now. So after not such a great race in the last in the Tier 2 race, Migs is right on the back of Sir Joshi.
You guys know the DRS power here, as the DRS will be activated on this lap. Will he get it here? No, he won't. Where do you guys get the job done anyway if you're going to overtake?
Well, this is what I sent it past Oxygen just here on the outside because you can pick up enough. Stream around the outside where the driver on the inside has to slow down a little bit more. So there is enough speed on the outside of that turn 3 to make an overtake. And that's where I got Oxygen Thief last season in the British Grand Prix on the last lap. And that's where I tried it earlier, and I can't remember which driver I did it to earlier in the race, but you can just carry the speed quite nicely through that turn 3 corner. Otherwise, you've got the 2 DRS zones that you can, And if you're brave enough, you can try cops.
Well, you heard it from a very quick driver as well. That's Julesy. And if you guys don't know Julesy, please add him and race with him on Open 5 lappers, or even if you dare, race him in League. So Magic at the moment on the back of Sir Joshi, trying to get that done with that DRS activation that is now enabled. You can see that little letterbox that will open on the back of the car. So lap 3 of 26 here in Silverstone. No safety cars or virtual safety cars. Kiwi's the only retirement from the session. He retired in the pits, so obviously he had a problem or something there. Sorry about your race there, Kiwi, but we are still excited about
Joe
Sir
was
Joshi.
going to make a move on Dougie Falcon. Sorry, Pickles. That would have been interesting.
Go ahead, mate.
Sorry, yeah.
Go ahead.
Joe was about to make a move on Dougie Falcon, and Dougie Falcon had to bail out because he was trying to make a move on Oreo because Joe was sneaking up on the inside of him. So that would have been interesting.
Oh, Sir Joshi's little lockup, mate. And Sir Joshi's made a mistake.
Oh.
Magic! He's got his tank slapping him on the inside here. They got to get on with it too, because look at Zotax behind. This is a great battle for P1 with 4 drivers at the moment. Look at this.
Incredibly close up the front there.
Oh, he's trying to run the outside. Couldn't he do it? No, can't quite hold it. These guys. I have a funny feeling that Sir Joshi is running too much downforce as Miggs is going back at him.
Or do you think he slipped up and didn't get the memo about his car setup that these drivers get to choose here? But Magic really applying all the wizardry skills he could possibly do on that nice little cyan blue car as he's going to go through Beckett's, Mackett's, and Chapel. Now the DRS activation will come here at this trigger point just here to the left. There it is, the beep in the ear. Well, that's magic for drivers in their ear, isn't it? Because it's going to be a DRS tow. But he's also got the likes of Zotax and Oxygen behind him. I think also Sir Josh is doing a fantastic job holding them off at the moment, or perhaps he's just playing for his food. I don't know. Sir Josh obviously running in P2 in the championship. He's used to this pressure, isn't he?
Certainly.
He is, definitely is. We were just on board with Peanuts as I think he was getting close to the back of John Jang. Again, John Jang, the provider of a hot lap for the week for the British Grand Prix. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out. That was released yesterday morning, so it was a very good lap by John Jang, and he was very enthusiastic with his lap. It was great to watch.
Yeah, great narration.
Yeah, well, one thing I can tell you right now is that the OCE Racing League produces some fantastic... I love the highlights and all those videos that you guys post up on YouTube. Be sure to check them out. I look forward to them. They give me a little trigger there. You get the little alerts there when there's a new video, and that does definitely remind me.
I think J Miles just dropped it. Sorry, because as I cut you off over there, J Miles just went round before the DRS zone as we were watching confirmed, trying to get past the Big Jim. But yeah, no, thank you so much, Biggles. And but they do take their time to work on the highlight videos.
They do, mate, and you could see that in the quality production. But Magic, mate, he cannot do anything about Sir Joshi at the moment. He has been tucked up behind him in the dirty air, probably half intoxicated by the exhaust fumes of that Renault. And where can he get it done? This may be his first opportunity here, lap 5 of 26. Around the outside, both of these guys had the same tire traction. So Joshi ain't going to give it up that easy. They're going to go side by side here.
Oh.
And he's going to have the inside line. There's also going to be the outside line.
Zox is going to get Sir Joshi if Joshi's not careful. You can see Oxygen's hanging around the back of him. These guys are so close. Sir Joshi not happy about that. He's coming back. He's going to go to the inside. He's going to get the outside. Which one is he going to go? He's going to go to the inside. On Miggs. Oh, that's a terrible angle.
So Joshi getting it back.
Oh, he's gotten hit by Zox.
Exactly. Well, that is the reason why he's been knighted, and knighted here in Silverstone. He's not going to give that one up that easy. I think, once again, he's allowing Magic was really trying his best, wasn't he, to get past Sir Joshi. But Magic knows that Sir Josh is running P2 in the championship, and you're running in P2 in the championship after, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds, because you are a very consistent, fast driver.
Yeah, sorry to just correct you, Biggles, because it's Miggs C. It's not Magic. Magic became James.
Oh, it looks like a Magic to me. Okay, well, Miggsy. I'm going to tell you one thing. Miggsy is Magic to me the way he's driving at the moment, but he needs to do something, doesn't he, Miggsy? Perhaps he needs some wizardry. It will open that book of magic tricks because he has to get past Sir Joshi.
Well, these guys so close. Even John Jang hanging around. He's only just under 3 seconds from the back of Oxygen. So this is really, really close between the top 10.
If you cast your eyes a bit further back down, we've got Dougie. He's still in 8th right now. He's only made up 1 place in the last 3 or 4 laps, I think, now.
I think this is the thing, again, with Silverstone's really tricky, not just in terms of passing, but also in terms of setup. Do you go high downforce, or do you go low downforce? Because with the high downforce setup, while it gives you the outright traction through all the corners, down the straights, you're just a sitting duck. And there's
There is a lot of straight.
nothing you can do as Mig C is going to go straight for the pass. Is he going to go around the outside? He is going to go around the outside, so Josh, you're not leaving him much room. Mig's trying to do the switchback. Will he do another switchback? He's probably going to do 2 switchbacks in a row. Not quite. He might need to say, oh, almost loses it.
Oh.
He's got to be careful because Zotac is behind him as well. Remember, he's looking forward.
Right on his,
he doesn't
right
know that the driver is behind. And here is no overtaking. Here is hold on like a roller coaster ride. Tuck that seatbelt as tight as you can. Because here's your roller coaster ride of the famous S's through Silverstone.
Well, I think Zox is
then
also...
the DRS straight is the key. Go ahead.
No, sorry, because I was just saying, I think Zox is also running a high downforce setup because down the straights, he can't stick with Migs. Migs looks like he's running a lower downforce setup.
Interesting, guys. If this is the case right now, it's going to come down to a pit stop strategy, isn't it? Because if you can't get past the driver, like you see in the obviously in the real F1 world, do you try to take the undercut, the overcut, or the undercut? The only way you can do it probably now will be to try to take a pit stop strategy. And we getting to the cusp of the bubble where those tires are going to start wearing a little bit. The medium runners are on 129s. These guys are on 129s. They're pretty much close on pace with the tire strategy. And Sir Josh, he's comfortably, well, not comfortably, obviously he's under pressure, but he's controlling this race from Migsy. And obviously, yeah, go ahead.
He's going to go for it. No, not quite. Not close enough. Sorry, because I keep cutting you off, and it's my bad.
No, you cut me off anytime you want, mate, because we don't want to miss any of the action.
And there is a lot of that going on at the moment.
And I think Dougie's also struggling with the fact that he's running a higher downforce setup because he's still there in 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Normally
now,
he'd breeze through.
He's on the mediums, and everyone in front of him right now is on the softs. So,
yeah, but these softs, they're almost past gone at this stage. These softs don't last to this lap.
That's what I'm saying. He might have this chance to come alive right now.
He definitely will.
I'm just on board with him and watching him back out a little bit of Maggots and Beckett's. Very tentative, playing it very safe.
I tell you what, Dougie's good.
Take Alex. There he goes.
Yeah, Dougie's getting another job done, isn't he? Up into P7. I really think Dougie was sandbagging during the qualifying. He's having I don't know, he's just having so much fun, isn't he, here in his home track?
Definitely is.
But now he's got a couple of drivers to get past, so getting past one is one thing. Peanuts is trying to get past, obviously, John Jang.
You know what we've missed? Oxygen's in the pits.
Oh, yeah.
Oxygen was the 4th car of this battle. He's in the pits, and maybe he's listened to your undercut theory. Biggles?
Oh, there's a spin. There's a mistake there. Peanuts making a huge mistake. Battling it out with John Chang, and that means that Dougie's has been on board watching this, like he's eating popcorn from his car.
Mig's going around the outside, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, man, these guys are getting even closer. Mig's trying to go around the outside. Joshi defending for his life right now.
Just leaving exactly as much space as required and nothing more.
Yeah, well, so Joshi obviously is not just doing that, but he's defending his championship. He wants to maximize the points here, and he knows, and he's on the team radio, that Dougie is coming for him. Dougie is definitely coming for him because Dougie's up in a P5 right now.
He's going to have to hang back a little bit.
Almost to be P4, guys. Almost to be P4.
He's going to have to hang back a little bit through here because John Jang, there's no way he's going to get through Maggots and Beckett's unless he was crazy, but he might get in the DRS zone. He's going to go down the inside. He does pass him straight through John Jang.
Joshi boxes, guys. The leader has been done and dusted of those tires.
Zox has just got himself a speeding in the pit lane penalty.
So now this unleashes the Dougie Falcon. The Falcon will get past these drivers, and he will be in P2.
Oh, Alex has spun around right in front of me.
pit lane straight too as well. Alex, that's not the way you wave to the Queen, my friend. Anyway, good on you, Alex. He's still in the race, but we are only we're not even halfway through this race.
Only lap 10. There is a bit of a train forming behind John Jang at the moment.
We'll keep an eye on Dougie's pace as well. So our race leader has boxed, and that's Sir Joshi. Now P15, he is currently running 28.3 seconds away.
Oxygen's going to go for a pass on Sir Joshi. He's going to go for a pass on Sir Joshi. He's going around the outside of Sir Joshi. He does get past Sir Joshi. Sir Joshi, Oxygen, that undercut has worked extremely well.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Especially bringing it to the man that's second in the championship. Oxygen says, I don't care where you're on the championship. I am quicker than you at the moment, and I am in P15.
Joe making a move on John Jang.
There it is.
Oh, bailed out of it, I think.
Miggsy's boxing, mate. Miggsy's done with those tyres. 10 laps on the softs. Dougie's into the net lead of this race.
So, I'd like to see where Miggs will come out, being an extra lap on those softs, as Joe battling it out with John Jang. Pierre, a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. These guys need to slow down. We've been seeing a lot of this.
Miggsy should come out behind this little midfield pack at the moment.
Let's find out.
That will be... Ooh, that's close. I think ahead of... Maybe around where Oxygen is. No, he's going to lose out a lot.
Alright, we're on board with... As Oxygen puts the fastest lap, we're on board with Joe as he's making the pass on John Jang. He gets past John Jang. Sorry, we'll quickly cut to Miggs, as Miggs is passed by Sir Joshi. But these guys have to... So Oxygen's now leading the pack. So Oxygen's gone from 4th to in sort of the net lead after all these pit stops.
Yep.
Zox.
If you want to slap that D key, you can scroll through there and actually show the stops there to everybody else there. So the top 9 drivers have not boxed yet. Everybody outside the top 9, outside the top 10, the 10 downwards have boxed. So that's your situation.
So Joshi, will he go for this? I don't think so. I don't think he's close enough, but it seems to me that Oxygen has been held up a little bit by Confirmed right in front of him. Also wants to put a little bit of pressure on Oxygen to say, hurry up, because Dougie's going to get us later.
This is interesting, guys. Dougie's on 128.2. Now, a 128 flat will be from your first driver in P10. That will be Oxygen you're mentioning. He's the one that has the fastest lap on the fresh tyres, but Dougie's still managing to maintain the pace, only 2 tenths slower on 11 lap mediums.
And Sir Joshi cleared Confirmed all in the same corner, as it looks like Miggs is now trying to find his way past Confirmed. He needs to get past Confirmed as soon as he can, because otherwise he's going to lose touch to Sir Joshi and Oxygen. He will get the DRS, so it's now up to Sir Joshi. We will see where Miggs goes, where Sir Joshi goes, because Oxygen is bolted already, but Confirmed also getting the DRS. That's not helping Miggs at all.
It's not helping Miggsy. Miggsy's in trouble at the moment, mate, because he's got fresh tyre and fresh grip.
We've also missed...
And now...
Sorry, we also missed Sir Joshi getting past Oxygen.
Yeah, Dougie's still running in the 128.2s at the front. The 128.4 is the second fastest on track, and that's Sir Joshi. So these two guys battling the championship, well, Sir Joshi on fresh boots, still losing 2 tenths of a second to Dougie on those laps. So Dougie is pretty commanding at the moment. Now, if Dougie boxes, let's put this in. If Dougie boxes a 29-second pit stop. If he does box right now, he's going to slot out around. Oof, it's going to be very close between Jin Jang and Zotex, I think. Might be behind Confirmed, who's battling with Miggsy.
Well, Zox and Miggs just got past Confirmed just then and there. What I didn't realize, actually, is Sir Joshi and Zox both have 5 seconds being the pit lane penalties to their names.
Naughty boys.
Importantly, those are penalties we can't really scrub for them, because, you know, the game doesn't really lie about those.
That's true.
So 128.6 from Sir Joshi.
I think it was 128 flat on that last lap.
A 128 flat, you're exactly right. Now he's taking 2/10 out of Dougie. And this is the point now where the British driver on his home track, the guy that's leading the championship, has to decide, can he afford to lose another 2/10, even in fact, probably half a second at this point now, because those tyres are really starting to fall off the cliff. As Sir Josh is getting used to those fresh mediums. Also, Sir Joshy, remember, is in traffic. He's battling it out with Guackle in the dirty air as well. So Sir Joshy's pace is probably a lot more than what it is. Guackle is playing a key component here into Dougie's favour. So Sir Joshy's got to get on with it, as Guackle is definitely being forced into a penalty at the moment, trying to keep Sir Joshy behind him.
You know,
Dougie now,
the difference between this race and the other races, the field was a lot more closer compact. So when the guys, so Sir Joshy, Oxygen, Migs, when they boxed, they've been planted back into the traffic. Because the field was not very spread out at all. Like, because we didn't have any really big incidents at the start of the race. So everyone is relatively there or thereabouts in terms of pace. So when these guys came in for the box, they've had to go and clear a lot of these drivers. There's Oxygen making the move on Sir Joshy, not quite.
Tell you what, mate, at the last lap, Dougie 129 flat. Last lap from Sir Joshy, that would be 129.2, actually 2/10 slower. But it looks like some of those drivers back further there of Migs and so forth, they're in the 128s.
It's because
they've got a little bit more clear air. Yep.
They're stuck behind the traffic. Guackle going extremely defensive, keeping Sir Joshy, doing a very solid job. Sir Joshy, I think he's going to go around the outside. He's going to try and go around the outside. I don't know whether Guackle will be able to hold him. He does hold him, but it's now up to Oxygen to get past Guackle. Guackle's going to go for the move on Sir Joshy. He's going to go for the move. He's also going to try to go through wide. Guackle's coming back at Sir Joshy. He does get him. Oh, Sir Joshy hanging out there. Guackle's trying to leave him out there to dry.
This is nuts.
Guackle's absolute committed.
Very
Oh,
dangerous part of the
oh man.
Yeah, this is carnage. They're a completely different tyre strategies as well. Look at this.
Oxygen's been
I
tapped.
don't think this driver's got the memo. You do not overtake through Beckers and Chapel.
Oxygen has been tapped from the back. He's now had to deal with Guackle again.
How has this affected Sir Joshy? How has this affected? He's got his teammate up ahead, which is not a problem. He can get the tow from his teammate. His teammate's going to leave him through. I don't think to be a problem. Let's look at Sir Joshy. Remember, he is in the provisional net lead of this race because he's boxed already. His last lap was 129.2. Dougie's last lap was 128.2 while those guys were battling. So he's lost a second. Now, pit stop here is going to be close. 29 seconds. Dougie, this battle from Sir Joshy, he's about 25 seconds away from Dougie. So Dougie still has not built up a pit stop window yet. We are definitely over halfway through this race. I think there's also a rule of thumb on that one. There's a famous quote, isn't there, guys?
It is.
With half the race gone, there's still half a race to go.
I was just reading on the Twitch comments, and Basic Kiwi, thanks for providing a great weekend. Thanks, team. Thank you so much, Basic Kiwi. We hope you've, unfortunately for you, you got the retirement in Tier 1. Hope you enjoyed the races nonetheless. Sir Joshy going on Big Jim, not quite.
I thought the teammates go because they're the same colours, but I forgot it's multiplayer cars. There are no teammates.
Not in this one,
so
no.
There's battling on here. Big Jim's not going to give it away that easy, is he?
Definitely not.
Migs is on. Yeah, they're both on similar tyres as well, so game on.
I think these guys, yeah, I was about to say Migs is going to try and get the tow from Big Jim to try and make a move on Sir Joshy. Still not close enough. Migs is really...
Migsy sneaks through.
Migsy
sneaks through, so Big Jim loses 2 positions.
Yeah, he does. I mean, these guys are on completely different strategies, but Migs really going for it. I think Zox is in the pits. He is in the pits again. Has Zox got damage?
Tell you what, it's still working in Dougie's favour at the moment while these guys battle. Dougie's last lap, a 128.4, and Sir Joshy, a 128.7. Sir Joshy losing 3 temps.
Chris, are you able to go on board with Zox and find out if he's getting a wing change, please? You there, Chris?
Yep, just multitasking right now.
Oh, good. I was just trying to find out because Zox is in the pits. He's going onto the softs, so he's going to have to do 10 laps on the softs, which that's a danger window on the softs.
Yeah, it looked like he just had a wing fitted, I think.
So that he does have wing damage.
But this is also, guys, remember at the moment your top 5 drivers have not boxed. They have to box they want to box, obviously, to the softs. They want to stretch these mediums as far as they can, and they're doing a pretty good job as well too, because they're in the 128s and 29s, low 128s, 29s. The guys on fresh rubber aren't really making that much of an impact time-wise. Dougie's boxing, our race leader.
That's interesting. I think that's a little bit early.
So it's going to cost him 29 seconds around here. Let's have a look.
What was the gap between Sir Joshi and
Joe
Dougie?
goes through. It was about 25 seconds, so it's going to be really close. But they're all boxing anyway. They're boxing behind him. Let's have a look at where Joshi is at the moment. P6, he's going around the club corner, and here he is now to cross the line. Now Dougie's exiting the pits, and he's going to pass him.
Definitely
He will pass him, and so will Migsy. Dougie will drop back to P5, but remember, Dougie having the freshest rubber there is. Well, he's going to be quick, but he has to get the job done. He's got Oxygen, Migsy, Sir Joshi, and Joe still has to box, so I don't think Joe's in contenders. Sir Joshi is in the net lead of this race at the moment, but knowing that those guys on fresh softs behind him, plenty of time, so lap 17 and 26.
Do you reckon Dougie could take those tyres to the end?
I think
sure.
he will take him to the end. It'll be interesting to see how his tyre life is towards the end.
It'll be pushing.
Remember, guys, that your fuel load's burnt down, right?
That's true. It's true.
Yeah, you're not running on a heavy fuel load soft tires. And in the likes of obviously Dougie and the other drivers that are on the field here, they are very, very experienced esports drivers. They know how to manage those tires as well. And speaking of which, Dougie goes fastest middle sector, just to preview the pace that he has. So he's 20 seconds away from our leader of Joe, who's boxing right now anyway. So now Sir Joshi, we'll keep an eye on that one. I think Sir Joshi's about, going to be close to about 15 seconds. Dougie might be about 10 seconds away from Sir Joshi.
Well, the ball kind of falls in Miggs' court because he's the only one in front of Dougie without a penalty.
Actually, now it's updated the telemetry correctly. Dougie running in P4. He is 2.5 seconds away from Migsy Sir Joshi. And right up, tucked up on back.
He's going to get Oxen, yeah. He's gone. Yeah. Before the DRS zone even opened, we got him.
Yeah, taking candy from a baby, isn't it?
It'd be interesting to see what happens now when he gets into the back of Miggs.
That fresh rubber has got to have it play. You guys know how much of a traction you're going to get. You can take it around the outside, the inside, any basically racing line you want. You know you have the grip. You have to trust that you have those tires working for you. This is what Dougie needs to do right now with those tires, having the absolute most amount of grip. Obviously, Migsy has still pretty good traction on those medium tires, but the traction is not going to be as good as those softs.
No, so Dougie's probably got him at 4 laps before those softs start equalizing.
So you mean Dougie has to get the job done now?
Yes,
and then nurse those tires home. That's exactly what he needs to do. He needs to, yeah.
I reckon he's got 4 or 5 laps before those softs start equalizing out, and that performance starts to really dip. This is now the thing. Miggs, we know Miggs is running a lower downforce setup because we can see down the straight just how much quicker he is over Sir Joshi. Now, I'm assuming Dougie's running a similar setup to Sir Joshi. I don't think it'll be as straightforward passing Miggs as it will be to passing Sir Joshi.
Yeah, but also Miggsy's being held up by Sir Joshi, remember, as well, because Miggsy's trying to get past Sir Joshi.
He's about to go and get past him. He does get past him. Oh, Sir Joshi's going to hang him to dry on the outside. Miggs squeezes him. Sir Joshi spun! Gone!
Yes, Sir Joshi spun.
Oh, no.
That means Dougie has the biggest smile he possibly can here in his home track in Silverstone because his main competitor in this championship has made an error after leading the race for so long. Sir Joshi must be fuming right now. Yeah, it's unfortunate for Sir Joshi.
It looked to me that Miggs left him enough room, but I'd like to see that in Sir Joshi's eyes.
I think now Dougie has to try to take it to Miggsy. I think, is Dougie aware of what just happened before a couple of laps, couple of corners before?
Dougie had a bit of understeer action. I think those softs are starting to go on him already.
He's got to get the job done, doesn't he? He wants to take the lead of this race. This is where Dougie likes to be.
See, look at that. Dougie has got DRS and didn't make any ground on Miggs.
he might be cautious as well, remember, because he just saw what happened when Sir Joshy and Miggsy battle it out. Does Dougie
Oh, Miggs is gone!
really take a risk? Miggs has lost it, yes! Dougie, that's probably what Dougie was waiting for. That's why Falcon is one of the smartest birds in the species, biding his time and just waiting to pounce there. And that is Miles actually retiring from the session as well. So Dougie into the lead of this race. Are we believing this again? Dougie's doing a race from last to first.
I mean, it's there to be believed. Virtual safety car, there we go. It's there to be believed, but
this is insane. Now he's got a lap to take it easy on those tires.
Yeah,
and,
that's
and
played
it really
into his
has
hand.
7 laps to go. He's got a 3.9 second gap. Add 6 seconds to that because Oxygen has 6 seconds penalties. Well, okay. This is just ridiculous, Dougie. You are just sandbagging here.
Miggs and Sir Josh are going to have some good fun for the next 6 laps. And Sir
Joshi needs damage limitation, doesn't he? Because he knows he's going to lose a whole bunch of points to Dougie. Sir Joshi wants to get that back. Sir Joshi's nursing a 3-second penalty as well. If I'm not mistaken. No, he's not. He's actually nursing a 5-second penalty.
He is. He
so
definitely
Joshi's in trouble.
As Oxygen looks to me like he's a little bit closer to Dougie. He is. He's gained about 6/10 under the safety car. I think Dougie is saving, but I don't know. Oxygen was coming at him very fast.
Well, Chris, I mean, you would know this. I mean, Dougie knows that he's won this race. Remember, Oxygen has 6 seconds penalty, so even if Dougie lets him pass, it's not really going to be an issue, is it?
No, but I don't think he wants to be in the clutches of Oxygen, because then it might bring Miggs and Sir Joshi back into play. Now this is actually, I just realized this now. Joe is less than 2 seconds behind Sir Joshi on fresh softs.
It's something you want to hear, is it?
No, it's not. It's definitely not. I think things are going from bad to worse for Sir Joshi.
Yeah, Sir Joshi, remember in the championship, guys, just 2 points behind Dougie. I honestly thought Dougie was sleeping during the qualified session because he didn't even put a lap in, did he?
No, he didn't.
And he has made a run. Now he's going faster. I think Dougie's even going to steal that fastest lap. 27.2.
I think he definitely will.
First sector. Yeah, Dougie's just an absolute machine right now, guys. You said you had bots last season. Well, the AI is taking over at the moment in OCE Division 1, Round 8. As this man is on a mission. Dougie is about to set the fastest lap. For sure. Fastest lap was 127.1. Dougie's going to smash the 126s for sure. As he waves to the Queen on his home track. And proving to Sir Joshi, well, you might be knighted, but I am the fastest man around Silverstone. There it is, 126 flat. He smashed it.
I'd like to know how much tyre life he took out of that one, though. I mean, I still think it's probably in Dougie's ball, but Oxygen 12 laps. Yeah, I think it still swings the way of Dougie at the moment with 12 laps. Maybe Miggs would be the only one that might be able to challenge him with 10-lap-old mediums. Joe getting very close to the back of Sir Joshi. We have Zox retired from the session. Where has that happened?
I don't see anybody stopped on track at the moment. It might have been a pit stop retirement.
Maybe.
So
maybe.
Yeah, it looks like it actually, because actually on the pit lane entrance, there is a car stopped on track. Might be running off to... Yeah, it is.
Well, the safety car generally doesn't come around that.
There's another car stopped on track too, in the entry of the first sector. I think that might be Big Jim. Is it? I'm not quite sure.
No, he's on Big Jim's only 2/10 behind Guackle, so I don't think it's Big Jim.
Have a look on board with Sir Joshi.
Oh, these guys are going 3 wide. Confirmed going on Big Jim. Big Jim going quite a bit wide. He's still there.
Now, Sir Joshi has to get past Miggsy because Sir Joshi's nursing a 5-second penalty. So, Miggsy obviously is very, very aware of that. He's got no penalties. He doesn't even really need to fight that much with Sir Joshi. He's got to keep him behind. Sir Joshi, he can let him pass to it. 5 seconds to make up a Silverstone in 3 laps. is a tall order, isn't it?
It is. Oxygen has lost some ground because he's sitting in 5th place at the moment, 5/10 behind Joe. I think he's made a mistake somewhere. He has made a mistake somewhere. He's 3/10 now behind Joe. So Miggs has been promoted to 2nd, which he probably would have finished there anyway. So Joshie getting close to the back of Miggs, trying to go down the outside. I think Miggs knows, doesn't need to fight this anymore.
Yeah.
He's not going to catch
Miggsy
Dougie.
did a good job.
He's not going to catch Dougie.
Miggsy just needs to keep within 5 seconds of Sir Joshie, and 5 seconds for Sir Joshie, and he will retake that P2 back.
Yeah, definitely. Even John Jang, if we have a quick look, I don't think John Jang's too far from a 5th place actually. So yeah, 6 seconds to Oxygen. So John Jang just needs to try and make up a little bit more ground. Oops. And even then, but I think Miggs might have. Whoops. He does get a bit of a DRS run. Will he be close enough? Not quite. Not quite yet. Entertaining Joe is getting closer actually to the back of Miggs.
Meanwhile, still, Dougie, you thought he was nursing those tyres. I think he's nursing those tyres because he's maintaining that 7.5 second gap. Now, he's a little slower. He's about almost a second slower than Sir Joshie, who's pushing like mad. But remember, Sir Joshie's on 14 lap mediums.
Joe almost hit the back of Miggs. That was close. Sorry, Biggles, that was very close.
Yeah, absolutely fine, mate. I'll just see those battles are going on. A couple more laps to go here in Silverstone. Business end of this championship, round 8. We have 3 more rounds to go.
2 after this.
2 after this, exactly. So Sir Joshie and Dougie that are running P1 and P2. Both of these drivers are battling the championship, separated by 2 points. That's how close this one's going to come.
It'll be now 9 points, actually, by the time this race finishes. Actually, 8. It'd be 10 points plus the fastest lap. Unless
he secured that one, didn't he?
Yeah, unless someone's able to steal it from him, but I don't think so.
Has the strategy worked from Dougie to go from mediums to softs? Because Sir Joshie and Miggsy have gone from softs to mediums. The only driver that's gone from mediums to softs is P4.
This is interesting. Joe's making a move down on Miggs. He's going to make a move down on Sir Joshie. Is he going to? That would have been brave. That would have been very brave. Oh, Joe's almost lost it. Oxygen almost lost it behind him. It's there for Joe because I don't think Joe's too much different on penalties. Yeah, Joe's got an extra second on Sir Joshie.
Yeah, we forgot about poor Joe, hasn't he? He's been a very, very consistent, nice race here, but Joe, with the 6 seconds of penalties, is definitely going to hurt him. Look out for the man of John Jang running at P6 at the moment. He's 6 seconds right on the bubble of Oxygen.
He is. He's almost there, actually. Those hards will be kicking in compared to the mediums will be losing so much grip.
He could get that P5 position if he could get within half a tenth, and he looking like he's going to get it.
I think
as very soon Dougie's going to start that last lap. Now those penalties are going to come into play there. If you slap that D key on the keyboard, you can scroll through there and look at those penalty situations for everybody.
So there's a podium place for Joe here right now.
That certainly is. And good on Joe. Well, no, it won't be actually. He's nursing a penalty, so Miggs just has to keep it where he is.
Yes, but I didn't get a good enough run out of Maggots and Beckett's, but there's a potential podium for Joe simply because if these two tangle, or if Joe's able to get the jump on both of them, remember he's on the softs, he might yet get away from Sir Joshie on that last lap.
Well, I know Joe's quick, mate, but to get past here in Silverstone, and we know Miggsy was not an easy driver to get past, and get a 6 second, build a 6 second lead on the last lap. I'm not sure who your bookie is, mate. That's going to be a tough order.
Joe's just gotten himself an extra 3 seconds. He's diving down the inside.
Oh, 9 seconds now. He's in trouble. What do you think about this, Chris? You've been a little quiet there, mate, here in Silverstone.
Yeah, just busy multitasking, as I said. Just trying to send out messages to get people on for interviews, and also simultaneously organising dinner at my house. So been a bit busy, actually.
Oh yeah. What are we having for dinner, mate? You're hosting us, right? What's on the menu?
I think we might have burgers on the way.
Oh,
Oh, nice. I thought fish and chips because we're in Silverstone, but I'll take a burger any day, mate.
It's a fish and
Dougie,
chip burger, I swear.
fish and chip burger. Well, let's
do this in
let's
the
see
UK.
let's see the Falcon, because this man I honestly thought was sleeping during qualifying. I think he was sleeping during qualifying. He did not even set a lap. Started, I think, second last. And now the Falcon, the man is leading the championship by 2 points over Sir Joshi that's running in P2. It's just basically comfortably running around here.
Migs going forward on Sir Joshi around the outside, trying to.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's just made it work. He's now got the inside. Oh, this is close. Sir Joshi trying to hang around.
There's contact.
There is contact. There's a lot going right now. Migs. Oh, there's a bump. Big bump. Oh, big massive bump. Oh, wow. As we've missed Dougie crossing the line, but these guys were battling right until the end. John Jang does get oxygen by 5/10 as well. Unbelievable.
So Joshi falling to P3. Migsy stealing those crucial points away from him. Dougie, an even bigger smile on his face as the British driver will win his home track. He'll get to shake the hand of your Royal Majesty, Queen Elizabeth. Well done, Dougie Falcons. Absolutely brilliant race from almost at the back of the field. I'm sure Cody will give you the driver of the day.
Well, yeah, viewers, let us know what your driver of the day is, actually. So, we'll see. We're about to see what the game gave. The game, I'm assuming, will give it to Dougie. It does give it to Dougie for driver of the day. Viewers, what is your driver of the day? Please let us know in the comments in Twitch and YouTube.
He walks like an Egyptian every single time. But one thing Dougie Falcons does is fly into the top step of the podium as he points out to everybody, shake the champagne, Dougie. You won here at home. It must be absolutely brilliant for the British driver. And now securing even more points in his championship over Sir Joshi.
It does put him a little bit more ahead.
Dougie.
So it's going to be close because next we got Belgium. The Spa, as they like to call it. It's going to be an interesting race next race, but as we can see, Dougie from Migs from Sir Joshi rounds out our top three. In fourth place, John Jang gets that fourth right at the end. Oxygen fifth, Joe sixth, Peanut 7, JD Zev in 8th, Pierre 9th, Alex 10th. Ubiquitous Shadow come back, finished in 11th. Oreo 301 2 in 12th for his first race in Tier 1. Big Jim 13th, Window 14th, Confirm 15th, Quackle 16th, Zox 17th, J Miles 18th, and Kiwi, not Basic Kiwi, Kiwi. Our DNF'd right at the start in 19th place.
What a way for a championship to go. As you mentioned, 2 races to go. What's the next race as well there that we're going to be seeing these D1, the best of the best here of OCE Racing?
Well, next race, Spa. The race after that, we take it to Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix in the last round. So again, another downforce track.
So are you hosting us in your Airbnb?
For sure, I will be. But in the meantime, Chris, you're happy to grab our first interviewer of the night.
Just waiting to hear back from him.
All good. But
don't give him a choice there, Chris. Just grab him by the neck and drag him when you need to drag him. Okay? They're just drivers, okay? They can be replaced.
But, I mean,
kidding. We love the drivers. They put a lot of effort. I mean, you guys know how much effort. I didn't even know how much effort you guys put into this. Hours and hours and hours, and not just that too. And I'm going to give a shout out to all the guys in the OCE Racing League, and this happens in all racing leagues. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. There's stewarding. There's guys that do graphics. There's guys that will hook up all the social media and organize all the drivers and have to kick the drivers up the butt when they're not here on time and all that. They do a lot of work. They don't get any credit. Okay, you don't see them on the stream. A lot of them do race and drive. But they put a lot of effort into, and I would like to give a shout out to those guys.
Thank you. You hear from us every day. You hear from us. Yeah. Thank you, Biggles. Thank you. But yeah, in terms of social media, the only one we got going at the moment is Twitter. So if you guys do want to check out some of our posts, we do post quite a bit of information on there. Going forward, we'll also post sort of like new rules and stuff that happen to go forward, new information, just be sure to give Twitter a follow.
We got some guys in the interview room, guys. So we just jump down in the
Yep.
interview room and chat to them.
Hang on, I'll bring them to us.
We're gonna drag them. Oh, grab them by the neck. the two P1 and P2 as well. And also a little shout out there quickly before we go to the interviews. Julesy, you do a fantastic job for the league, mate. Pat yourself on the back because without you, I wouldn't be here, and I'm sure many other people wouldn't be here. So keep up the great work.
Equally, Chris gets a lot of the equal credit as well because it's as much as I do a lot of the work, he does a lot of the work in terms of the technical
I'll
side.
take credit. No worries.
There you go. Anyway, so yeah, hats off to you guys. Let's get the interviews. We got the guys in here.
So Dougie, Sir Joshi. So first we'll talk to Dougie first, and Dougie, another race win. May I ask what happened in qualifying? Were you awake? Were you asleep?
I was awake, but I was downstairs doing some stuff, and I came back upstairs, and I was like, "Oh yeah, shit, I have a qualifying." And I came back, and it was like a minute left, so I was like, "Okay, cool, just stay there." Yeah, and then so I was trying to keep myself awake during making a coffee.
Yeah,
I forgot about the qualifying.
No.
Okay, we called the police. We had the whole neighborhood here banging on your door and we thought you weren't going to be here for the qualifying session. Either that or we thought, were you sandbagging, Dougie? Were you really sandbagging?
I was in the lobby, so I couldn't leave the session, so I was going to be racing it anyway, but I just forgot about it. My bad, to be fair. But yeah, it was it was a good race. Qualified, what was it, 17th or something like that, and then had a good start. Tried to pick up the positions on the field. And,
Dougie, you know what it was. Stop sandbagging. You know exactly what it was. P17. A run from 17th to 1st to win the race? Are you kidding me?
I didn't say it was. But it was alright.
Mate.
It was.
Obviously you're leading the championship. That's just I don't know, rubbing salt into the wounds of the other drivers at the moment. You are just absolutely brilliant, isn't it? And your home track as well. They shall now name that main straight the Sir Dougie Falcon. Forget Lewis Hamilton straight, mate. What a drive!
It was.
Thank you.
It was an epic drive. It was an epic drive. How did you find the softs towards the end, actually?
They were pretty good. They would do 10 laps quite easily. Because I think the front runners did. They could pretty much do about to 13, to be honest. But
okay.
I played it safe and went for 10, and then just tried to catch the leaders, but they were all having their own accidents, so I was just okay. It was easier than expected. So I was like, and then I took the lead after with 6 laps to go, and then it was pretty much chill from there.
Easy. Yeah, but I was nonetheless, I was more worried, concerned because the drivers, the tires. I didn't know whether because my idea because the tires for softs don't really go past lap 8, lap 9 in terms of like quality of the tire. It just starts to degrade really quickly. So I was really surprised. But yeah, if 10, 13 laps, that's more interesting to me on my side. So not bad.
Yeah, definitely. They do last like above 10 laps at least. You can get away with 11 if you wanted to, and then go mediums to the end. That would be the better strategy. Actually, that is the better strategy. But the medium hard is the medium soft is kind of it doesn't really work well because traffic is kind of annoying. Because after like the first 8 laps, you could probably be stuck in traffic and stuff like that. But and it's difficult to overtake in Silverstone because it's just a slipstream fest. But yeah, typically soft medium strategy is faster here, but somehow it worked out in the end. So yeah,
easy. Well, thank you, Doug.
It did work out for you, Dougie, because now you have Belgium and coming down to join us in a barbecue in Australia for the last round. How confident are you on those 2 tracks?
Wait, was it Australia and what other track?
Well, Belgium
and
then Australia.
Yeah. Belgium, Australia. Belgium is okay. I do like Belgium. Don't like Australia that much. Be real with you. Australia's not one of my
banned from the league.
Yes, exactly, mate. You did say you don't like Australia in a league full of Aussies?
I like Australians.
Yeah.
I like Australians, but Melbourne Grand Prix circuit is just horrible.
No barbecue for Dougie. That's what's going to happen here. Even though you're going to have that trophy, most likely you're looking at having that drivers' championship trophy, unless Sir Joshi can steal that away from you, which he may.
Speaking of, he's in the lobby with us right now.
With also Mix. Thank you, Dougie. Yep. And on to Sir Joshi, next driver that came in and joined us. So Josh, are you there?
Yep.
How you doing?
Pretty good. Yeah. Got demolished by Dougie again, so feeling good.
I wouldn't say demolished, but
No.
it was close at that front. I mean, must admit that. What were you feeling with that? Those first 10 laps, you had Migs, you had Zox, and you had Oxygen, all within a second of you.
Yeah, pretty intense. Just try not to spin every lap like Mags and Beckett's, but yeah, pretty good fights, I guess, for the first 10 laps.
Now, my theory was you were running quite a high downforce setup because I could see Migs was so much quicker down the straight than you, where you were sort of building out into the turns. Was that, am I sort of correct on that?
Yeah, I added a bit of wing before the race just to add more grip to the car, and that's probably why Migs and everybody else was right behind me the entire time.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I mean, you held them off quite well. But again, going into, I think it was lap 17, I think it was, you had a bit of a tangle with Migs actually, and
Yeah.
it was difficult to see from our sort of angle. But what was happening? Tell us your thoughts on it.
Well, I kind of like rode the entire curb trying to keep the position, so it's kind of my bad, and I just understeered into a side pod and just spun. But even before that, the Guackle incident side by side into cops was pretty terrifying as well. So,
I did forget about that. I didn't. I just remember that. Yeah, that Guackle was holding you off quite well actually, considering you had so much freshened tires compared to his mediums. But it was scary going because you went into Maggots and Beckett's side by side, and that was a scary feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Josh, you have a question out there for you. Yeah, obviously you've been obviously P2, P1 for a lot of that. So Singapore is a race that you probably really would like to forget, finishing in P7 there.
True.
Italy, obviously another good result here in P2. How are you going to bring it to Dougie with 3 races to go if you want to win that Drivers' Championship?
Prayer probably.
Obviously is Spa one of those tracks that you like? Are you going to practice a lot? Have you got any strategy?
Not at all. No, I have no idea what to do. Just drive, I guess.
Just drive. Well, I think at the moment, I think you're quickest in Australia for time trial, I believe. I think you're just 1 or 2 tenths ahead of me at the moment. I think Dougie's not that far behind in time trial. I think.
And home track as well, right?
I haven't checked it I haven't checked it recently, but I think the last time I checked was quite a couple of weeks ago. So does that give you any hope for Australia?
Yeah, all the hope I can get, I guess. Just hoping that Dougie like spins, crashes, maybe that'd be good as well.
Well, Dougie had mentioned he doesn't like Australia, mate, so that's going to help you a favour.
Yeah.
And there is the Sir Joshy grandstand on turn, I think it's turn 10 or whatever. So you have your fans and family and all the support there. So that must cheer you on.
Yeah, great support from the fans. Just love the fans here, best fans. So
yeah. Well, it's home fans for you. So it's even Dougie's already had his home fans. You get yours very soon.
Yeah.
So just don't taste Jules's barbecue cooking, because I heard there was good and bad things about that one.
I'm pretty good.
Just like he's driving. Just like he's driving. Anyway, continue.
I'm pretty good with barbecue, but all good. Thank you, Sir Joshy. On to Migs. Migs, you there?
Yep.
How you going?
I'm still sweating.
Still sweating? How was that? How was that race for you?
That was intense from start to finish. I'm even speechless, man. Like Sergio Perez, But it was pretty intense. It was just fun. It was fun dicing with the guys, and that's it. Basically, I'm still sweating as of now. I really can't comprehend how intense this race is.
Oh, good. Well, you got your second place in the end. I mean, due to a couple of penalties due to Sir Joshy and Oxygen, but nonetheless, you still got that second place. So, how are you feeling after that? You blitzed it, but you stuck with him. And again, I believe you ran with a lower downforce setup. Is that right?
Yeah. It was pretty much balanced between the two. I ran a couple of simulations in time trial, or even with the AI, just to get comfortable with the setup. So yeah, I guess it was pretty worth it, all those practices. So yeah, it was pretty intense. So it was hard to get the correct setup for Silverstone for me, because if you use the time trial, it's too oversteery for me, so I had to tweak it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the difference, I suppose, with time trial. Time trials always perfect, whereas when you get to the real thing on the race in the dynamic weather, 50%
Yeah.
races, the whole thing changes. But nonetheless, you still got second, and you move up the drivers' table. This is in your second race, I believe now, isn't it, for Tier 1?
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I just had to. I felt like I had to bounce back. After Bonza, there are a lot of incidents. So yeah, I just practice a lot and just bounce back.
Yeah.
Thanks for the hosting. Thanks for hosting.
No, no worries, Migs. No worries at all. It's our pleasure to watch you guys race, which is really great. So, and it's been amazing seeing everyone also gel well in the community, which is great. Hope you've made quite a bit of friends from here too.
Yeah, definitely. It was really tough. Just had to stay with the guys because if you slide a little bit or run wide, you'll lose the position and eventually the DRS. So yeah, it was pretty intense race from start to finish.
Yeah.
And especially, I'm not sure if you saw in the stream when I boxed, ended up in between Joshi and Sox. It was
Yeah,
Oh no,
I
literally.
thought I was
coughed
gonna
it.
get undercutted, but yeah, it's pretty intense there, even in the
Yeah.
pits.
Yeah, sorry, go, Migs. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, no, no. I was just saying because we were watching. I was watching the timing screen when you boxed, and you came out just 2/10 from Sir Joshi, and Zox were right there. But I think Oxygen made a bit of a. I'm not sure we didn't capture it, but I believe Oxygen made a bit of a slip in front of you.
I didn't see that. I have to watch the replay. I can't even. I don't remember. I don't remember everything. So
Yeah, it's easy to
I
forget
just
in the
was so
moment, isn't
focused
it?
I was so focused on because they went for the undercut, so I had to push before I boxed. So I was just so focused. So
Yeah.
good thing I didn't lose any position. So right, I ended up where I was. So,
Well,
yeah.
that's a good thing. It's a good thing. So, last question for you: how do you feel about Belgium and Australia, the last two races?
Those I have to again get comfortable with the setup. We used to do Belgium and Belgium and Australia for 5 lappers, but not so much in 50% races. So let's see what we can do.
Yeah, easy. So, well, thank you, Migs. Thank you, Dougie, for joining us in the commentary
Thank you.
in the interview box, I should say, in the commentary box, interview box. So, thank you so much. And we will see you guys during the week for the first practice session for the Belgium Grand Prix on Wednesday. So, well done,
Thank
guys.
you.
Well done. Now I suppose we wrap it up from here. That's round 8 all done, guys.
That's it.
That's what a race. Like I suppose it flew by, but didn't at the same time. So
It was definitely full of action, but definitely flew by.
definitely. What was your thoughts, Biggles, on the race in general?
My thoughts are, I honestly think there's a glitch in the Matrix. There has to be. There's no way that Dougie can do that. It has to be a glitch. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna consult Neo. I'm gonna try to find some programming code errors or whatever. But that man has to be a machine, doesn't he? There's no way he's a human being. Doing a drive like that in amongst the drivers like Sir Joshi, and I do miss Sex. I mentioned that to you before off air.
Yeah.
We all love Sex.
Well, Sex and
unfortunately
Mogs
has not joined us.
Yeah, Sex and Mogs weren't here today actually. So again, what would that have been? What would the race have been if both those drivers were in here?
Yeah,
Well,
we can only wonder.
It's true. Maybe we would have had 6 cars at the leading top pack instead of the 4, and that would have been a scary thought. Maggots and Beckett's with 6 cars side by side.
We would have had some overtakes, or maybe no overtake. I'm not even going to use the pun right now. It's a little early in the morning. But wasn't that a race? That was a fantastic race. And what a fantastic league. So tick that off your box. Great Britain is done. Obviously, Belgium's next. We're going to sit there and relax in those spas in Belgium. Well, I will. I'm going to be arriving a little bit early and hang out there and have fun.
Yeah.
And then come and join you for your barbecuing, throwing some shrimp on the barbie or whatever you want to throw on the barbecue, mate. I'm expecting that for the last round of the season.
Definitely a burger.
So thank you guys. I'm gonna depart on that one.
All good,
It's
Beagles.
been fantastic to join you guys in the commentary box again. Looking forward to the next one.
Thank you, Beagles. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next week. And thank you, viewers. Chris, thank you for joining in the commentary box once again.
Thanks for having me.
No
Of course.
worries, no worries. Viewers, we hope you really enjoyed the race. I mean, we thought it was honestly fantastic. Again, another spicy race, another great overtakes, a lot of action packed. And if you're just joining us right at the last second, we really suggest that you give the full stream a watch because so much was happening
Go back,
so often.
give it a watch. Give it several watches. Thank you.
For sure.
Engage. Thank you.
For sure. And viewers, if you also want to join our Twitter channel as well, our YouTube, check out the highlights because that will be going on during the week. If we can get some poll ups, that will also be up there too. So thank you so much, viewers. Chris, thank you, and we will catch you guys for Belgium round 9 of the 10 out of the 10 for OCE Racing League.
Same time next week.
Same time. See you guys. See you, viewers, and enjoy.